What's up, y'all? So, let's talk about it. Blue Ivy is in the news again, mainly because another black woman, started a petition saying that Beyonce and Jay-Z should comb her hair. The shit that bothers me is Blue Ivy is a young child that has nowhere to fucking be, no one to stunt for, just exists, you know? And not to say that, like, anyone else, like, has any other restrictions or reasons why the fuck they need to perform, but it's just wild to me how people feel so entitled to the performance of elite blackness. You feel me? So it's like people are making these remarks and these comments, and it's so obviously capitalist because they keep saying Beyonce spends thousands of dollars on her weave. Why is her baby's hair not combed? You feel me? Juxtaposing the fact that Beyonce is obviously, opting into beauty culture, at times, we have seen a transformation to where, I don't want to say a transformation because I feel like black women and weaves, like, it's not a correlation. I feel like there were times where I wanted to wear a curly wig that people would attribute with blackness, or I would want to wear a more silky straight wig, and then people would be like, "Oh, you're mixed with Asian. Like, what are you?" You know what I mean? And that's not my problem that people see me as, or rather, it's not my problem that people see me as ambiguously racial in terms of like them coming at me, but it is my problem to perpetuate some sort of hierarchy in which that is like more championed or more sought after. And I know that I've made remarks where I said, the aesthetic that I give off when I'm wearing a certain type of wig obviously like has me opting into beauty culture on a whole nother level, in which that's what I'm saying about Beyonce. Beyonce could have continued to wear that curly afro wig that she had in Gold Member, and then had the blonde little, it wasn't really blonde, it was like more like a gold, like a rose gold, you know what I mean? But then she started going bone straight with the blonde. Not saying that there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying all of her privileges allow her to really just double dutch into whether or not she wants to code as, more, I guess like, white passing in ways, or not. And like the same is true for me, whether or not I decide to, not have my natural hair out, is when I decide not to show my visible blackness, because my features, as people have told me, and as I know this to be true, are not like readily read as black all the time, especially when I'm not wearing my natural hair out. So with that knowledge, it lets me know that at times, when I feel safe enough to, I will disclose the fact that I am wearing a weave. But from time to time, I'm like, it's not important. It's not important, but also I don't think that we always have to disclose the invisible parts of ourselves that are not pertinent to the moment or to that person that you're talking to. And a lot of times, like, people will think that that's like, just like fucked up, or just like, seemingly anti-black, or just like self-hating, when I don't hate myself. I just prefer to wear a wig from time to time. There's nothing wrong with my natural hair. There's nothing wrong with me staying in my green fro. You feel me? I'm out here. But from time to time, I like the option of switching it up. I realize that having that ability to switch it up obviously is rooted in like classism. Obviously is also rooted in, just sheer want to opt into beauty culture. I still appreciate beauty culture despite being a bigender person. I feel like beauty culture is the shit. I love watching folks get super high femme on it, and like, do their face to the gods and wear like heels and shit like that, even though I don't really fuck with heels. But like, I love to see the performance of femininity from time to time, whatever the fuck it is to that person. But when it comes down to it, Blue Ivy is a child, and she doesn't need to perform for us. That's the thing. Her mother performs for us. Beyonce performs for us. And in a capitalist way, it disgusts me to say that, but that black woman is out here already working hard and showing off, and just doing everything for the gods and like getting all these accolades. But it's just like, it's so interesting how they will turn on you. How the media is still very racist. And even though Beyonce can be thought of as looking very white these days, her very black baby is up for scrutiny because she has a black baby. So then it makes you think, damn, everyone wants to talk about Beyonce wearing wigs and weaves and stuff like that, but it's so political that she doesn't wear her natural hair. It's not even about her autonomy at this point. It's about the fact that people know that her weaves and wigs cost all this money when they don't have not one goddamn receipt. So it irks me to think about people talking about a child as if that child owes us a level of performance that they obviously don't, but obviously people feel entitled to. And that's like that anti-black woman shit that I'm talking about, like the fact that like me coming today with like my face really not beat, with my hair really just looking like however the fuck it's looking as I'm playing with it, that is me telling you I'm performing as I would perform if I was comfortable and sitting at home. This is the performance of me not giving a fuck. And from time to time, the performance of me not giving a fuck can change. I can look sick and have my shit beat and I still don't give a fuck. But that day, I wanted to beat my face. And that day, I wanted to wear a wig. There's so many autonomous and random and non-logical reasons to why somebody would want to change their appearance, or why somebody would want to beat their face for the gods, or why somebody would want to wear a blonde weave and some blue contacts or something. Not everything is rooted in anti-blackness and self-hate, but at the same time, we got to be real about the fact that there are people out there that look at Blue Ivy and they say, I'm glad that they're not doing anything to her hair. I'm glad because, you see some of these little black babies out here and all this bullshit about how, there are other black children with weaves. And like suddenly we need to be hating on black children with weave. And we need to be hating on little black girls with individual braids. We need to be hating on little black girls that have mothers who decided that if their child wanted an OD long straight weave, that they were going to give their child an OD long straight weave. We do not give these black women autonomy. We don't give black women autonomy at all. We want to root everything in like some very like fucked up historical fucking trauma, and we don't want to believe that like black women have like any kind of like agency or just any kind of just like self-preservation tactics. And it's just like it's wild, I think, to some people. Like, some people are just like, whoa, like, why do you care about a child? But it's deeper than Blue Ivy being a child, because she's a young black child, and she is she is a baby that was born in, obviously a very wealthy union. So people have so many expectations for Blue Ivy, and she, like, barely has her legs like in the world, like barely has any kind of stake in this world really, in terms of like doing anything that like we would fucking even care about. She's a child, she's little. Think about your little cousins or your little sisters and brothers at home. Think about these little children in your life. Imagine like cameras following that child all the time and reporting on everything that's going on with them. You know what I mean? It's a very mind-boggling concept that because this child was like born from, Jay-Z and Beyonce, that like this is like news. And more importantly, that like people really have the audacity to be signing a petition about what should be happening to the body of a young black child. It's just very strange to me, and it's extremely reminiscent of like, just slavery and Jim Crow. It just lets me know that like no matter how much people want to sit there and go, oh, I'm Beyonce, oh, I love Beyonce, black, white, all types of folks love Beyonce, but they will not let Beyonce get away with, her just like having her child exist as the way that she decided. If she wants to do a little bit of twist out on the side and leave the rest out, why not? But it makes me also think if Beyonce's daughter has some little Alicia Keys shit going on, little half braid and the rest out, and it was long silky, nobody would give a fuck. But because her hair is unruly, because her hair won't like just bow, because her hair won't fall, because her hair is political, so says every fucking institution that like exists, because black folks know, even I know. You know what I mean? Even I know. Like, I'm out here, I do wear my natural hair on camera for y'all, but when I'm out here looking for a job interview, bitch, it's that wig, and you know it. And the thing that sucks about it is, it's not that I think that somebody would outright like shit on me for my natural hair. It's also the fact that I feel like I have more chances of getting a job with my wig than I do with my natural hair, just because of where the fuck I'm at, but also because of like racism, because of white supremacy, because I know that my hair, look, if I go to a store and there's only like this big of an aisle for my hair type, you think people know anything about my hair? No. And what they think they know is usually steeped in racism, steeped in like anti-blackness that is just so fucking pervasive and so disgusting that I know that without even fucking having to go there. I know that when I'm looking for a job and I'm going for that interview, I'm wearing my wig and I'm code switching like a motherfucker. So, you know, let's be real about the level of performance that we're individually doing. And then let's think about if we want to really be fucking perpetuating that onto a young child. Why the fuck they need to perform? But it's just wild to me how people feel so entitled to the performance of elite blackness. You feel me? So it's like people are making these remarks and these comments and it's so obviously capitalist because they keep saying, the shit that bothers me is Blue Ivy is a young child that has nowhere to fucking be, no one to stunt for, just exists, you know? And not to say that like anyone else like has any other restrictions or reasons. Beyonce spends thousands of dollars on her weave. Why is her baby's hair not combed? You feel me? Juxtaposing the fact that Beyonce is obviously, you know, opting into beauty culture, you know? At times, you know, we have seen a transformation to where, I don't want to say transformation because I feel like black women and weaves, like, you know, it's not a correlation. I feel like there were times where I wanted to wear a curly wig that people would attribute with blackness, or I would want to wear a more silky straight. What's up, y'all? So let's talk about it. Blue Ivy is in the news again, mainly because another black woman, started a petition saying that Beyonce and Jay-Z should comb her hair.